Welcome and thanks for joining us for day 3. We're on to our second step now as we aim to quarantine with Christ in order to become cozy with Christ. And on this day, we're on to a new step, and that step deals with acknowledgement. Some may say acceptance, but I prefer acknowledgement. We get back to Psalm chapter 18, verses 4 to 6. Very deep piece of scripture. And of course, the first part talks about a scenario that will make most cringe, make most feel uncomfortable. Talks about death being around, entangling you, traps being set, the enemy being camped around you. That's the type of picture that's painted in the first half of that passage. And this is not a bit for us to immerse ourselves in all the different news and bad news we're getting. But we have to acknowledge, and that's where the acknowledgement comes in, that there is something wrong, that we are in a place that we rather not be in. We are in a place that we should not be in. And of course, some may argue if it's a place, we are in that place because of our fault or not, that is for a different type of discussion. The point is, in order to fix the problem, you have to acknowledge there is a problem. In order to rebuke a storm, you have to admit, hey, there's a storm. In order to ask for any form of healing, you have to acknowledge there's illness. So that is the level of acknowledgement we're talking about. And the acknowledgement we carry that step further because as that person within the scripture looked around and realized there were things that were entangled around him, and they probably didn't even realize how they got entangled. We also have to acknowledge that maybe stuff in our lifestyle that is entangling us right now. Ways we interact with those we love, those around us at work, the way our finances were prioritized, the way our time was prioritized, the way we functioned or did not function within church, the way we use moments to evangelize or to minister, to disciple. We have to admit, okay, well, maybe we have got entangled in our actions or conversely in our inactions. And this is a level of acknowledgement or introspection that we have to get called into when we look at that first half of the passage. The passage does go on, however, to assure us that as we cry out, God will hear us. And it does imply, of course, that God will act on hearing our cries. And therefore, even tied in with this acknowledgement, we acknowledge, but we do not remain encompassed, we do not remain defeated by the scenario. We just acknowledge the scenario. But it does instruct us that we can then cry out. And we have promises of comfort to stand on, that God will come and comfort us, God will deliver us, and God will push us forward and free us of this entanglement of these having situations and surrounding enemies. So just wanted to leave that with you today. Have a blessed day. Much love. Take care.